Is a private foundation. A private foundation is a nonprofit legal entity that is set up for charitable purposes, just like a public charity, but with some differences that we'll talk about as we go through this video. Now, the most common type of activity for a private foundation is to give out grants to charitable causes, though some private foundations can also run their own charitable activities or programs. Private foundations, the big thing with these types of entities is that they derive most, if not all, of their funding from a single individual or family or company. In terms of how many of these types of organizations we see across the country, some estimates put the number at about 130,000 private foundations across the country. And some you might have heard of that are very large and well known, but most are most likely flying under the radar as smaller or medium-sized private family foundations or corporate foundations. There are three types of private foundations that I can share with you. The first is the family foundation that we kind of talked about. This is where, as I said, the funds are coming in from the family. So the family is investing and donating these funds into the private foundation for the purposes of the charitable grant making or charitable activities that they want to do. Maybe a couple famous examples that you would have heard of, maybe the Rockefeller Foundation or the Gates Foundation. The second kind of foundation is a private operating foundation, and this is the kind of foundation that is running its own programs. They might not give out grants or funding to other charitable causes at all. One example of this would be the Carnegie Foundation for International Peace, started by Andrew Carnegie in the early 1900s. Their whole thing is running programming that promotes diplomacy and good relationships between countries. Correction, that's the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Sorry about that. All right, and the third type of private foundation to be aware of is a corporate foundation. This is deriving all of its funds from the profits of a company instead of a family or necessarily an individual. An example might be the Bank of America Foundation or the Coca-Cola Foundation.